So, ladies and gentlemen, this is the Ephemeral One, and I am back on my bullshit with Elden Ring. Last time we mostly cleared out most of Limgrave and the associated areas, and even found our way, if we decided, to pursue the next area, Liurnia. But I want to go back here to Storm Hill, because one of the things I want to do is at least get us to the gates of Stormvale Castle. Because it's been a few days since I got to stream. I work full time, what can I say? So I have to deal with all this when I can. Because I enjoy these games, but gotta pay my bills first. Now, because there is something Sorry about that, had to sneeze, something fierce, woof. And I don't want to blow out your eardrums. Wow, 3 herba. Man, bring ourselves up to the gates of Stormvale. Nope, another stake of Marika. Remember me saying that these things are always a trap? If you don't, they are. They are always a trap. Yep, I'm not kidding. Wild Strikes. Not a bad ash for it. Yeah, we'll just come back to the Stake of Marika. They're kind of markers where you can die and not lose too much physical progress of, okay, I don't have to go the whole way back and get myself back up here. Okay. Because, again, taking the direct and open route you'll learn this lesson a lot, and you'll have to relearn it at times. Taking the front door is never the option. However, one thing this game has in spades is the realization that just because you're taking the not-so-intended route doesn't mean no one's aware you're going to be there. This would be a prime example. Like, he knows I'm here. Yeah. And he's like, well, I'm not gonna walk the whole way over there, so... By the way, 1, 2, 3 of them. The third one there in the bushes is the one that would be catching you off guard most of the time. However... remember, we have options too. Yeah. Note that once you start attacking, they decide that they've had enough waiting. Yep. And there are a lot of these guys, more than you were expected, because all I saw was the 3, right? Yep. How many of these soldiers are there? And again, because there were the other ones I didn't kill this time because I started at the stake. See how this works out? Yeah. What's interesting from a lore perspective is how ready these guys are for an attack. Like, these guys are attacking without hesitation and do not care. And this entire force this entire army that's arrayed against us, because it is an army. They even have shields, unification, orders of chains of command. This is a proper army that's arrayed against us. Here's a good question for you. What are they expecting to attack? Us specifically? Or is there something else that's causing them to be on alert? Well, luckily I don't have to play up spoiler. I don't have to worry about doing spoilers because this is an entire lore-focused run. So in my mind, the reason this place is on high alert and you are attacked immediately upon entering, well, the truth of the matter is, it's not you they're here for. They're here to protect their lord, who got banished from the Leyndell, the capital. Start with you. There we go. Yeah. The reason he got himself banished, why Godric got banished, is because of the grafting technique he's using, which is an offshoot of what Rykard is working with. Rykard's using the entire Immortal Snake. I'm willing to bet the material, the technology to do his grafting is tied to it. And is so repulsive that the capital just, basically everyone in the capital went, no, we're not doing this. So, yeah. And might as well get my runes back. But yeah, if you take the front path, this is your first experience from it, because you had to take the front path and deal with the giant to get up here. But this is your experience with, no, the front path will not always be, we will not always require you to take the front path. There are backsides we can find. Oh, and some of the backs we will find. First off, well done, then grace ahead. Indeed. A point of lost grace. Ah, so lonely. Sorcerer Rogier, huh? Alright. Well, what the hell. We'll bring him along. He's looking to get into the castle, same as us. So, let's work on that. Sorcerer Rogier, summoned as a cooperator. Alright, let's do this. Because this is your first checkpoint boss. It's supposed to drive you away. Because he's going to be rougher than anything you'll have encountered.
Tarnished. In search of the Elden Ring. Emboldened by the flame of ambition.
Margit the Fell Omen. Fell as in fallen from grace. Well, let's unload into it. Yeah. Note that he's an omen. Omen is not intended to be the site of a foretell.
Thou art of passing skill. Warrior blood must truly run in thy veins.
Alright. And last. Alright. Let's do this. It's 3-on-1. Yep. Now. There goes Rogier. Return our night home. Ow. Ow. Okay. The length of time, he can alter the length of time that actually goes out, so. And note, he does a lot of damage even to our great knight ally. Yeah, Margit the Fell Omen. Oh, the bleeding got it. I wasn't expecting.
Tarnished, smoldering with thy meager flame, cower in fear of the night. The hands of the fell omen shall brook thee no quarter.
I love all the details of like how messy our mace is, how broken, battered, and splattered our armoring. I love those details. I wasn't expecting to win. I truly wasn't. Margit there is one of your first major obstacles. Margit is the first time you're going to run into major trouble with a boss, because the entire point of him is to turn you back and go, okay, so I need to go do something else until I'm strong enough to take him on. So that is still really, I'm still impressed. I'm really surprised we actually managed to do that. Alright, for now, yeah, let's give another point in Arcane. Because drops are useful. No, we did kill him, we just beat him back. Let's see. This and this, I was expecting to have to use, so I was holding off because I figured I'd die, show this off, but this stone is specifically pulls Margit back down. Traps him for a brief time. Used to bind the cursed people called the Omen, and the ones were made to keep a particular omen under the strictest confines. Yeah. I'm just surprised we managed to get it, but when you parse out your resources, because like you saw, Margit actually hits real hard. So, I was expecting that fight to get a bit harder and screw up. I guess I just didn't screw up enough. I mean, I took as much damage as I could. Oh well. And we've reached Stormvale Castle. Now, Stormvale, I just want to take a moment to look at it from here. Take a look at the size of this place. the title is obviously from the fact that the storm swirls around here constantly. But the place has been taken over, but not yet. The person taking over isn't interested in rebuilding the ramparts, it looks like. There's almost no sign of construction being done. So much as this place is simply being here. I mean, they're not even clearing away debris, they're not. There's all sorts of things that are kind of odd. What else is interesting? That you'll see and know, okay, do I get a good shot of it? Nah, we won't get a good shot of it till later. But you can see the place has been damaged. Great claw marks. Like, those look like giant claws that have torn into these sides of this. There's also signs of burning. The main gate's closed, so maybe we'll take a way down here. And here. Flags waving. Still ripped and torn and tattered, but still here. And this is a high up place. This just brings us back around here to the side. I just had to show that off. Mostly so you get an idea. Because that's a way back. Basically, that's a failure state of if you fall off, you can go back there. But yeah, because exploring this place fully is a challenge. And there's a lot of hidden ways that exist. Like, I've never taken this path before, but let's take a look. I don't recall what's hidden down here. It might just be an item, might be something more. Oh no, this is the item we saw before, right? Just some fire grease. To add fire to your weapon. And as we can see, across this crevasse, though again, take a look. We're seeing various holes bored through the solid stone rock. And again, more claw marks on the towers. So it's clear that, for those who are familiar, this is the attack of dragons. So, this is where I always screw the names up, because there are three gods. There's God Free, God Rick, and God Win. God Rick is the outcast Godric the Grafted, who is the one who is currently residing here. God Free is the first Elden Lord. And then there is also God Win the Golden, the progenitor of the Golden lineage, and the first child of Queen Marika and God Free. Godwin is also notable for the fact that he broke he was the one who created the alliance between the Golden Order and dragons. Which kind of gives us an idea that with the signs of so many dragons attacking Stormvale, with the way the towers are crunched and the bored holes of their dragon's breath, well, it's easy to see that Godwin must have taken the lead.
You there? Come over here, would you?
Alright. And who are you?
You're tarnished, aren't you?
Yep.
I would advise against taking the main gate into the castle. It's tightly guarded by hardened old hands.
Is it now?
Try the opening right here. The guards don't know about it.
This giant
You'll
gaping
reach
hole?
the castle undetected.
Very well.
Yes, that's the spirit. You're just the kind of tarnished that I like. I pray for your success.
Would you believe he's being 100% sincere in this? He is. The simple truth is, not everyone's always overjoyed with the success of others. In this particular case, he's not lying. There's enough artillery pointed your way when you enter this gate. You are never going to make it. It does not matter what you do. You are not going to survive that. Does he have anything else to say?
Use that of the guards. You'll slip.
Very well.
Yeah, you're
He's seemingly creepy, but he does also bring up a point. Take a look at him. The book around their throats, or the weight around their throats. I don't know. I'm still not sure about what exactly the significance of that collar is. Why it also has two holes in it as well. As if it's part of their eyes looking out. In addition, note how much taller he is than us. Not that I made our tarnish particularly short, but he's slumped over and even taller than us. In addition, his clothes are already bloody, and I don't see a hand. He's missing a hand. Oh yeah, he is. It's just a bloated stump on the right. His own feet are wrapped in simple boots that look bloody and obviously been working and forced to march for long times. But yeah, the knights don't realize that there's a back entrance here. Can't say I'd be surprised. Nobody knows the place better than those who work there. Oops, sorry about that. That. Sorry about that, folks. Alright. But yeah. So, it is true, this is a way up. A ruined fragment. And seems there is indeed a way inside. But note that some of the holes have these dark vines spreading within them, thorny vines. After all, life will always find a way. And yeah, theoretically, you can just come up here. And start to say hello to some of the residents. More smithing stones to improve our weapons. Specifically there. These are some of the Stormhawks of the titular Stormvale Castle. Oh, okay, they are still one-shottable. Okay. Like you saw, the Stormhawks have the ability to... are strong enough to actually wield blades in their flight. It just looks like a fake wall. And that low tinging sound you hear, yeah, is their blades. Okay. Yeah, they have blades around their ankles that are specifically there to use to attack. Why are they... Well, the Storm King used everything they had to defend, and they were probably the pride and joy. Using these great powerful hawks as symbols. Yeah. If you listen carefully, you can hear their tinging before you run into them. So, exploration is always key. Let's see. More feathers. Bolts, because they're still birds, so putting a bolt into them is an idea. But yeah, take a look at how much devastation was wrought on this wall. When the dragons attacked, they obviously did a number. And I believe it was and I believe we read a memorial a while back. About that it was Godwyn. Yep. I thought that. There. Yeah. Make no mistake, these birds are deadly. Ow. Don't underestimate them. Yeah. They're swift enough to be able to wield those blades. Yep. And they will always wait until they have an advantage. Yep. This is why I was engaging them from afar. Okay. Yeah. However, yeah. They don't... Yeah. However, when they do that big lunge, they leave themselves extremely open. but still. You'll note that the blades are shackled they are shackled here across the wingspan. Otherwise they would be able to fly far away and probably never return. In addition, note that the feet of each of them, they're not, those blades aren't, like their talons aren't, they aren't just sitting on the swords. These blades have been grafted onto them. A big motif you'll see as we go deeper and deeper into the castle itself. But that comes little by little. For now, all we've managed to do is breach the main outer wall, or at least run along it. Yeah, didn't really miss much. And if you'll look out there in the distance, there's that temple we started in, actually. It'll be a while till we see that again. Soldiers calling for reinforcements. They spotted us. However, one to one, we're quite a bit more formidable. See if one of their... No, they didn't die in a good position to show off. Note these soldiers. There's these thorns growing around them, around their bodies. Thorns that greatly resemble the thorns growing all throughout the castle. And as you might imagine, that's no coincidence. Yep. It was like, I know this is a trap, I don't remember from what. There it is. Okay. There it is, that's the trap. The two idiots over there. Okay, we'll go back. No point in not... I'm almost dead anyway, so no point in not going and healing up. Actually, do we get enough? Yep, messages. 82. How much do I have? We'll see how close we get. 48. So I need, I think that each of those is 200, so 7 of them should do 8 of the smallest. And that should be enough. Alright. So level up. Again, arcane drop rate is... improving drop rate just always seems like worth it to me. Okay, and it's 15 arcane to oracle bubbles, which... there's a couple of arcane-based spells that could be useful. Alright, but now, more importantly, all our chugs are full, We'll leave it at one cast of it. Yeah. Alright, but these Thorn Knights. These Thorn soldiers, rather. I remember there is some unique aspects about that. I don't think we'll see them again for a bit. Nice. There we go. Might as well put the lantern on. And yes, red barrels are now going to be a major threat. As you can see, there's another one of those soldiers over there. Well. Okay. Nice. Now, as one might expect, hook claws. Those actually might not be too bad for us. Because we're more dex than... might be our slashing weapon, actually. They're 105 officially, but... Yeah, because we're more dex than strength focused. And the big thing with the claws is naturally that they're... Alright. Yep. Yep. That should be enough. By the way, don't relax when you've cleared out everything you can see. Because pretty often, certain things will sneak up on you. And this is locked, so we can't advance this way. Throwing daggers. Because make no mistake, Commoner's headband altered. Smoldering butterfly. Yeah. Kind of that last screw you. Ooh, that bleed. How much does that build up? 60. About the same as the mace, but I'm right. The mace is 50, so it's a little better than the mace, but more importantly, it tends to it's faster. It's got a faster swing. Now, this is one of the few times you'll be able to jump into one of these holes. Saint Trina's Era. Let's see. Bye-bye. Yep. Yep. Now imagine how nice that'll be when I can actually upgrade it. Yeah. Oh, and the special skill of this being quick step means it makes you it allows you to be a little more evasive beyond your basic dodge. So, and this actually gets you an easy way up here. Which is, once again, back where we were before, which is why I turned around. Alright. Okay, so we're not too far from where we started. However, there are little places, like, I believe here? Yeah. Where if you haven't cleaned the place out, you'll get firebombed again, and just another way for them to get on your back. But yeah, note that there's a lot of ways to be ambushed. Alright. Now you can hear something in that room. I actually believe this is a specific figure, Loretta, due to the particular headdress. Or at the very least, yeah, because it's not... Yeah, despite what you may initially think, it's not depicting the Erd Tree. The staff they have probably is a reference to it, but as far as the actual statue itself, no. The headdress suggests a line of knights. It's obviously armored. What's interesting is it hasn't been destroyed. This is a depiction of the Erd Tree, most definitely. Actually, can I get a little closer look real quick? Oh. Puts my friggin'... I was hoping it didn't put my lamp out. Okay. Ah, damn it. Because that was a relief depicting the Erd Tree. And we can see there's an item well in front of us. And a chest. And the door slams shut behind us, so we're locked in. Ow. Yep. And that laugh sounds kind of familiar, don't you think? Yep. Oh man, I've watched that chart, that 3-hit combo so many times. There we go. But yeah, from what I can gather, that was patches. The curved sword talisman. Forget what that does. Enhances guard counters. That's not bad, actually. That might be worth it. Oh, I forgot we got a extra talisman slot, so... Boost fire damage resist? Yeah. Well, for now, we'll go with the curved sword, because being able to counter is always nice. And a rusty key. Just a rusted iron key. Unlocks a door in Stormvale. Note, there's no sign of whoever did that. They're gone. Completely and utterly, without a single word or gloat. Indeed. We're just left with heading back. Oop. But yeah. One of those interesting points is, what that indicates is that Patches is here. The other thing interesting about this is the depiction of it's a spear with a plant on it. And the person is also covered in the plant. So I assume this is like the earlier depictions of the guardians of the Erd Tree. The ones that don't, the guys who have like the trees growing out of their back. And it's worth noting that this is here, the lion, which is the depiction of God, which is the sigil of Godfrey. So, and then we see in the Tree and Beast surcoat, it's the same lion. The surcoat depicts the distant Erd Tree and the Beast Regent, an emblem of the golden lineage. Both are symbols of glory now past. Note, though, that only the Beast Regent is held here, because this place was taken by Godfrey. This was a sign of his earliest conquests. And the rusted key gets us here. But yeah. The golden lineage took this one. Godfrey and probably Godwyn. This might be the earliest happy memories with his son. Going to war. Oop. And yes, there's a drop there. Nice. Here. Okay. Nice. More fire grease so you can blow yourself up if you want. And again, more of these vines just creeping around the place. Alright. try to reach over there. Okay. There it is. Nice. Did you hear that little chuckle? As if being felled meant nothing to them. As if they know it doesn't matter if they fall. The brick hammer. Weapon made from an ordinary stone brick, wielded by a laborer who led a rebellion and later became a champion himself. Even amongst the bludgeons of its size, this weapon is especially weighty. The strength of a giant is required to wield it. 31 strength indeed. But it's got some power. Still, the tools of laborers. Little wretches, do you think your armor harder than stone? Indeed. And we find it here, where likely the fall of Stormvale Castle came because of that rebellion. Because what happened is Godwin managed to convince the workers to rebel, and that gave them an opening. Maybe it was Godfrey who enthused them to try and resist. Whispering of potential rewards and boons for them. Hi, Axolotl. How are you doing? Be wary of left. Be wary of left. Yeah, first time I've seen these guys try to grab you. True enough. I'm doing pretty good, letting myself get immersed in the story of Elden Ring. Ooh, that hurts. Yeah, I think I'm gonna upgrade these claws. Silver pickled foulfoot. I believe that increases item, where gold gets you more runes. Alright. Let's see. The vines that grow all over. Just some mushrooms. But they're useful in their ways. After all, chuckables, launchables, and throwables are all really potent in this game. And a knight with a pole arm. We'll just keep this up. Ooh. Yeah. Yep. Strong as they are, they still bleed. Banished Knight. thick, full set of armor covering the entire body. This helm was worn by knights who, whether by misfortune or misdeed, were forced to abandon their homes. These fierce warriors were each and all accomplished. Perhaps that is why, despite their territorial losses, they were still named knights. So these is a relatively honorable knight class who, regardless of what else they had, failings they had, they were capable warriors. What's interesting is what they hold revered on top of their helmet is a dragon. I wonder if that's specifically for the knights working under Godric here. Because, as we'll see, Godric reveres dragons greatly. Well, he reveres just about anything that'll make him more powerful. Alright. We'll go back to the mace for now because it does more damage, but definitely going to be upgrading those claws because I think the mace and the claws are going to be about our major weapons. And here, I believe, if I'm not mistaken, yeah. Lost Grace. And now we get into one of the rougher aspects of this castle. There is so much to explore. Like, there's the part we just came in, which was relatively straightforward, but then we have a door over here, an elevator here, and a path further up, as well as a part of a cross. Yeah, there's a lot to explore, so let's get to it. Drawstring Fire Grace. Oh, right, they don't last as long. Drawstring versions don't last as long, but they do activate quicker. So, you're able to decide which is more important to you in that situation. Speed or duration. Gotcha. Now here, we have a crossbowman. Oh, that's a long way down. There he goes. More throwing daggers. Now, I'm trying to remember where this elevator leads to. Because it is a long way down. And I truly do not remember how deep down you have to go to be able to use it. Because, like I said, this place is huge. Alright. And did we pick the right way? Because we saw the guard over here. I really missed him. I thought he did a lap around. I guess he just walks in and out. Okay. Okay. Yeah. There we go. Well, this officially just got harder. There we go. I didn't remember which way they were. Now, as far as these knights go... Yeah, they're great at breaking your stamina. So build it back up, then... Yeah. can tank the third hit. It's the lightest of the three, actually. Oh. Not there yet. Have to use the physic. Okay, let's do this. Cool. Nice. And you couldn't get your shield out in time, and there we go. Mushrooms and butterflies. Smoldering butterflies. Everything you may need to make fire bombs. Which, speaking of, I probably should. By the way, there are also roped fire pots that you can throw behind you, so in that kind of situation, you just chuck it behind you as you're going. For now, though, we have enough. Let's build up our 6 fire pots. I think they'll come in handy here. And yes, in all intelligence, I should just leave, or head back. But since we just got through all this, we can at least explore this area. Let's see. Another golden rune that gains power over time. And they appear where death is prominent. My personal theory, currently working, is naturally that the runes are the proto-form of souls, as we would come to later know them in later games. Because, for those curious, one of the reasons I call this a lore playthrough is because I'm trying to piece together the overall story of this game, Dark Souls 1, 2, 3, Demon Souls, and Bloodborne. Because I like to believe that there is a string theory that ties all the games together, which, aside from just theming, I don't believe there's a strict, timeline that I could particularly create, but I'm amused at the idea of trying to. So, I'm piecing together Elden Ring, and then trying to apply that to what we know of the other Souls games. Which it's a fun idea. Let's see. Alright, so no way there, but we can jump across here. And looks like we can get down there. Yep. Because, like, my current working theory is... Oop, another stone sword key, nice. My current working theory is that, effectively, this game is what leads to Dark Souls 1 and 2. And effectively what it is... Nice. Effectively, what it works out to is Dark Souls 1... The thing that makes Dark Souls 1 and 2 make sense is Dark Souls 1 is the direct physical world that we see. Dozing cross-legged. Huh. Are you actually alive, then? No, okay. But anyway. The fact we get it here, though. I wonder if there's a place you could fall asleep and there's something you could do. Because that position reminds me of how you would enter the dragon area in Dark Souls 3. Just a thought. the meditation position that would be used there. And yeah, like I keep saying, there's so much to explore in this place. Like here, we can go up even further. And up here, a knight. Yep. Can't say I'm shocked at these guys. Alright. Again, more mushrooms. Yeah. But again, piecing the idea of the lore together and the story overall. So the idea is, I'd say Elden Ring has to be the starting point, the earliest that we know of. Not that it's the beginning, but it's the because there's obviously a whole world that was here long before. Claw Talisman. Well, what's that? Jump attacks. Nah. So, like someone just showed, it is entirely possible to jump down there. Or drop over there. Interesting. Darks. So if Elden Ring is the start, I do want to say probably then Dark Souls 1 takes place then. Because that's where we see Titanite is the largest amount of resources. So Titanite, so I would say Dark Souls 1 happens. Dark Souls 2 does occur, but when it comes to Dark Souls 2, one of the big things people always point out is 2's kind of weird. There's places that make zero sense. The famous example being getting to the Iron King's domains from the top of the windmill. You're at the very top of a windmill. How the hell did this whole iron place that's sinking into a volcano suddenly become where you are? I think this game kind of explains it, though. Because I don't believe Dark Souls 2 is a physical location. Instead, what I believe Dark Souls 2 is effectively a remembrance. And what we're looking at the entire time is essentially a dense remembrance of all those who came before. At least that's my personal theory so far. And it would explain why it's so different, and also kind of explains what the Throne of Want is. It's effectively the remembrance of the Elden Beast, which is holding it all together. At least that's my theory. And then 3... Like I said, firebombs come in handy. But yeah. 3 is again physical, but 3 also... 3 is the end of everything, so to speak. Because if this is the Age of the Golden Order ending, then what we come to afterwards is the Age of Fire. The flame of ambition, as Margit calls it. Because the ambition is to effectively be Exile Greaves, yeah. Yeah, why do I get the feeling that's a death sentence if I go down there? Let's see. Well, there's a bridge. I'm trying to remember... Oh, crap. Well, nothing for it. Nope. Feathers and mushrooms. All materials for arrows and firebombs. And again, probably best to just keep those on standby. And yeah, this is the main entrance we're coming across. Let's see. Yep. Being willing to use items and just... Cookbook number 10. What does that get us? Nope, wrong one. It's key items. Yeah, here we go. Stormwing Bone Arrow. Bone's an arrow fletched with Stormhawk feathers. It's got more physical attack. Yeah, no, that's really good, actually. Flies enshrouded in storm winds, breaking enemy stances and guards with ease. So yeah, a reason to hunt those Stormhawks is to get these arrows to do really good damage. Well, there's one guy over there, so let's see if we're close enough we can hit it from here. Nope. Alright. Alright, that was the last shot. And... yeah. But that's not why I wanted him gone. This guy is. Yeah. Whew. Yep. These exiles. And yeah. Again, this is all crossing what would be the front entrance to Stormvale Castle. Yeah, let's get another fire pot ready. Yep. Do that, because... Yep. Yep. Ow. Yep. This is our best shot. Yep. Oh well. Can't be too hurt about it. Alright. And we can always try to do better next time. Yep. Spearman. Just stepping back does a lot. There we go. And more Stormhawk feathers, so... Again, those arrows are going to be really nice. Now, does the Exile armor tell us anything new? Damaged armor draped with a large, deep red cloth, worn by soldiers sent to penal colonies. So, to use a horrible quote, they weren't sending their best to Godric. They were sending they're sending just the most basic people and miserable slaves that they could. Okay. Alright. Come on, guys. Everyone in. There we go. Okay. I was being nice last time and I was letting them have a chance. I'm not going to this time. Yeah, you gotta be good. But, however, note that when we wear their armor, we don't gain the vines that are sticking out of them. Those green vines that wrap around their body. Something that's meant to gouge and painfully make every motion agony for these people. Make no mistake, that's there for a purpose. I'm not entirely sure what the purpose is yet. I'm sincere in that. But I know it's there for a reason. So, yeah, we'll use the physic first. Okay. Okay. There. Yeah, just the less I have to deal with this thing. Oh wow, it actually takes 3 shots. Yeah, that's why. Yeah, the less I have to deal with that thing, the better off I am. Okay. Though, a sign of life, these chimneys are spouting smoke, as if there's something burning. So whether that's good or bad, I'll leave up to you. Oh man, is there so much to see. There's down there, but I think we'll stick with where we were before, because I kind of want my blue. I kind of kind of want that back. And again, they keep giving me resources to make fire bombs, so keep using fire bombs. I'm sorry, folks, it just... If they're going to keep giving me the materials to keep using them, keep chucking them. That's the thing I see the most people play and they struggle with, is they sit there and they go, well, all I have is this mace. I'm like, you didn't pick up any recipes in your entire playthrough. You didn't look through the items you can make. Which is the entire point. They gave us a crafting system, and every time I turn around, everyone's like, all I have are the weapon. All they have is this weapon. No, you've got options. You just have to be willing to use them. Sincerely. Recipes are dirt cheap. Use them. And remember, you get refills if you kill a whole cluster of enemies in certain areas, so learning where those clusters are can make your life a whole lot simpler. Okay. That might be too far. Yep. Yep. Alright. But yeah. Okay, so one of the reasons you back up when you die. Because you try to die where you'll be able to easily reclaim things. Alright. Okay. Got him. Should be able to at least weaken him. Yeah. And they take it like a champ. Sweet. And just like that, we're back to what we need. So, real quick, craft some more, because again, we saw... Alright. So we'll start with this. You know what? It's a little bit of a waste, but I'd rather have the chuggle. I'd rather have as many shots of this as I can. Okay. Nope, they're gonna make me. Alright. There, that should be enough for that. Okay, that's one. The other ones, yeah. Okay. Yep. Now that's different. Ow. Yep. Yep. Alright. Alright. Okay. Nope. Heal up. Nope. You faked me out on that one. I'm not going to deny that. Ow. Yep. Here. Screw off. Banished Knight Armor. So first, resupply. thick full set of armor. Yeah. So nothing new there, but it is worth noting that every one of these warriors, these were accomplished warriors, but they still weren't beyond reproach. Let's say they weren't. They were dishonored for one reason or another. More arrows. This. Oy, okay. Golden rune. And we're on the wrong side of the force field. By the way, remember me saying, there's the main gate we passed by earlier, and this is why you wouldn't make it. See all these guys? Yeah. You wouldn't have made it. Not a chance. Yeah. And trust me, there's a lot more where that came from. But yeah. Trust me, they weren't the only things there. Alright. And that's a drop to death. But yeah. One of those fortresses that one of those force fields that requires a stone sword key. Fortunately, we're on the wrong spot and not the side that lets us get out. So, we know where an exit is. But not the entrance. So... more smithing stones. And yes, there's a lot. There's this whole open courtyard. Now here's the now this is the part that I kept trying to get them to get face down towards. Take a look at their side. It's open. Oops. Yeah, because the problem is they usually fall face forward, so it's hard to see. But note that when they fall back, their sides are open, and these gouging vines are kind of stretched out around their body. It's very much the same process, let's call it, as what the giants undergo. Which is kind of an interesting thought. Because the giants had a part of themselves gouged out and replaced with like a stone tablet, if you look inside. So, as far as I know, we've taken out all the crossbowmen from there. Come on. Alright. As you can see, more of these penal soldiers are prepped right by the gate there. Now, I'm going to activate this Lost Grace, but no matter what you do, don't rest at this one. Just don't. The reason I say that is because that will respawn everybody who I just killed, and getting back up there with all the shots is not going to be really possible. Alright. Commoner's simple garb. Garb with a modest cape attached. Standard wear for commoners in the lands between. The board hung from the neck depicts a sprawling tree, its roots and branches forming two holes. This is a self-imposed shackle, a voluntary display of allegiance to the Erd tree that increases faith. Oh, it actually literally does increase your faith 1 point. And it is voluntary. Supposed to be a sign of, I'm one of the good ones, huh? And we can get these ballista bolts, unsurprisingly, and gold runes from where they got killed. But yeah, long and short of it, yeah, don't rest there. Just don't. Because then you have to deal with the ballistas trying to get back up, and it's a pain. The Exile Hood. And again. Okay. Talk about your perfect shots. Alright. Combat, so to speak. So long as somebody's going to be attacking you... Nope. Nope. Alright. Yeah. Alright. Now, I'm going to try something but before we do, I'm going to throw on this sacrificial twig. We'll lose the item in place of runes. Alright. Because there's a place I want to go. I want to go into that area over there. However, I want to clear out as much of the soldiers as I can before I do this. Okay. Because this, trust me, gets dicey. Especially in this situation. Still, those guys... Okay. Because where I want to go is over here. Alright, let's do it. If you don't hear it, you'll see it in a minute. Yep. That is one of the beasts. You know the beast regent that Lord Godfrey has? It's that giant lion sitting on his shoulder. Whew, okay. Now I feel safe to use this. The Lingrave Tower Bridge. Oh. Alright. There we go. So now I can level up once more. Alright. Because I wanted to show this off. Precious item ahead. Indeed. These towers mark the land all over. However, they're well defended. Each and every one. Storm Hill. What's defending them can vary a bit, but many times it's one of these things. Ow, forgot about the drawback. Ow. Yeah, I'm being kind of reckless right now, but the reason is... Yep. These guys actually hit each other. They make great cover for each other. And yes, they do hit each other. Which makes this... Yeah. Oh wow. Got him twice. Nice. Nope. Ow. Ow. Wow. Oh, did the double chug but without moving too. Okay. Alright. Yep. Okay. Archer got me a nice one. Oh, can't give. Ow. Yeah, so stay close to him. Let the archer do the work for you. Alright. Rocks are coming. Yeah. When you can't be near them. Yep. Got it. Yep. Nope. Okay. Okay, he's still pulling back. Got it. That this is an area where I cannot use torrent. But yeah. Putting a tower between us. Enables us to get closer. Then as he pulls the shot... Oh wow, that was still counted as a hit. Yeah. Now he's gonna do the fire breath. Yep. Nice. And get the critical. Nice. And 5 great arrows. Seek victory. Tower, O tower, so speak tower, O tower. One would assume this transporter here would take us there. And it's interesting. It basically means that it would require... These things are so heavily defended, you either need to be a specific person or a person of ample power to reach it. And yes, here's the interesting bit. Brings us right here to Storm Hill. To this great tower. The Divine Tower of Limgrave. You don't have to. And they're right. It's locked tightly shut. We can't access it. Though, the leitmotif of these walls shows something interesting. It's almost fish-like fins on the bottom here, rising up to what is evidently some kind of creature that has two limbs, at least those seem like 2 feet, or at least a foot and a tail, and a long snaking neck. Overlooking whoever would enter this place. Just an interesting point. And now we can see that there are more of these Stormhawks here. As well as regular eagles. And picked clean carcasses of the giants. Their flame long since put out. Ow. But note that these ones don't have the swords on their feet. They're just natives to this place. Oh, welcome. I'm glad. Hope it's not too late in the night for you. Try and get some sleep if you can. Good sleep helps out with a lot of things. But regardless, thank you for watching. And yeah, came the whole way down here just to, also for some feathers. Okay, mostly just to prove a point. I wanted to at least show this divine tower. The interesting thing about the divine towers is, take a look at the fact that they've been carved and chiseled out of stone, but they're never really completed. As if they were still under construction, or refinement at least. If I'm honest, this reminds me very much of the Throne of Want, almost, in the way it's carved into something much older. And the Great Erd Tree, huh? It looks almost close enough like you could touch it from here, doesn't it? What's more interesting is the other towers that we can see. We see the Divine Tower of Limgrave. If I'm not mistaken... yeah, that's Raya Lucaria. I believe that's the 4 towers. It'll be easier if I do this. The 4 towers we'll see later. No, wait, that's another temple. That's Raya Lucaria. That's another tower. I want to say... It's not Liurnia's. It's one of the other divine towers. And more beyond. And there's a few more divine towers. We'll get to them in due time. But just wanted to show that off. Now, let's get back to the Rampart Tower. Alright. That was a diversion, let's call it. I think this time we'll take this closest door. Trust me, there are plenty of other ways to go, but I think this is worth showing off now. Again, we're back to the Stormhawks that all have the swords attached to them. These ones in here are especially dangerous, though. You see how they have their talons buried in those barrels? Yeah, they can just chuck the barrels at you. And trust me, it hurts. Nope. No range. Magic's greatest downfall is range. Okay. Because trust me, when they chuck the barrel, it's all of these things go off. Nice. And yes, if you strike a barrel with a flaming weapon or a weapon that has been enchanted with fire or does fire damage, yes, it will hurt you. Warhawk's Talon. I think that's just a straight sword, yeah. Talon swords are affixed to the legs of Stormveil's Warhawks, but this one has been repurposed for human use. The blade is thin and lightweight so as not to obstruct the hawk's mobility. But yeah, and that's not a obviously willing practice or process that they undergo. Alright. I was gonna say, don't think there's anything up here. I think this is just where it sits. And breaking the barrels just out of spite mostly. There are the stairs down, but there's also one final trap. Remember me mentioning that they give you a lot of firebomb materials? Yeah, there was one more hawk with a bomb. It's worth a smithing stone too, but it can also just get you killed outright. And again, these vines just stretched over everything and everyone here, causing them immense pain. It's the reason they've gone mad and start chuckling when you kill them. The soldiers here don't care. The end of pain is a relief for them. But they also can't die properly. Alright. And a room below us and beyond. Well, looks like this is a clean way to drop down. And I don't see any soldiers, so... Ah! We get to finally speak to the man himself, who helped us out. I'm sorry about the fight, man.
Ah, nice to meet you. The pleasure's mine. Roger's the name. A sorcerer, as you might have guessed. I'm looking for a little something here in the castle. When I'm not hot-footing it from the troops, that is. But enough about me. What are you doing here in Stormvale Castle? This place is bristling with tarnished hunters, you know. They sacrifice our kind for grafting. Not exactly a place I'd stroll into without a purpose in mind.
I'm here to defeat Godric. Am I? Am I really here to defeat Godric? What do I care? He's an inept one, surrounded by soldiers, by exiled knights, exiled disgraced knights, and penal soldiers, and maybe some mercenaries. He's an incompetent who's relying on his connections and name. I can't tell you why I'm here. I just am.
Of course. Why place trust in a perfect stranger? Be safe then. Watch you don't get sacrificed, eh? Oh. Or are you just trying to pass the time? I'm curious how you ended up inside this castle.
You helped me. I'm here to defeat Godric then.
I see. Here to challenge Godric and lay your hands upon a great rune, are you? You can see it then, I take it. The guidance of grace. Well, enjoy it while you can.
Oh?
I'm tarnished, like you.
Ah.
But unlike you, I've seen neither hide nor hair of this guidance for the longest time. Still, I won't forget how it felt when I first came here, to the lands between.
Oh.
I'm privy to a few magical battle arts. Would you care to learn one? As
Absolutely.
a fellow tarnished, once guided by grace, I'd love to help you out, if it please.
Now that's interesting. He had grace and was lost, and lost it somehow. Use art ash of war, spinning weapons. Usable on small and medium swords, axes, hammers, as well as polearms and staves. Defensive and skill employed by carrion princesses. Lifts armament into midair, then makes it spin violently. Those who touch it will suffer successive attacks. There's also the Carrion Greatsword. Carrion Royal Prestige embodied in a skill. Transform blade into magical greatsword and swing it down. Can be charged to increase its power. Employs a glintstone sorcery of the same name. Follow up with a strong attack to chain the skill into a lunging thrust, performed while armament is imbued with glintstone. Well, we have the materials, so let's start with the glintstone pebble and the spinning weapon. You have anything else to teach us?
The battle art you've learned is of the Glintstone family.
Okay.
They were conceived at the Great Academy of Rea Lucaria, to the north of this castle. In the past, they obeyed laws which contravened the Golden Order, or so I'm told. Fascinating, isn't it? That the Golden Order was pliable enough to absorb practices that contradicted itself in the past. With the Order broken, twisted, and in need of repair, such adaptability is more important now than ever.
Indeed. So, the Golden Order is broken, twisted, and in need of repair. And the skills we've learned is of the Glintstone family. This land's focus on magic. Which, in terms of the overall story for the games, rather than glintstone, it would eventually just become crystals instead of. Yep, more commoner's garb. Alright. But yeah, It would eventually just be known as magic crystals and the like. The crystallization of magic would just commonly be accepted later on. Yep. Alright. Nice. Yep. Nice and simple. And up there's where else, how else we could have come down to over here. And there's another guarded way, but it's sealed. Looks like there's rats. Oh. Seems we've reached some kind of room. There's materials. There's a hearth for reading. And here we get into Yep. Take a look down below. This is the result of the grafting technique that Godric uses. A mass of flesh, absolutely writhing and moving in a mockery of any kind of natural form. To hide its grotesqueness, they cover it in a sheet. Very reminiscent of a particular crypt-bound boss I can think of. From, let's see, I believe that was Dark Souls 1. If I remember correctly. Was it 1 or 3? No, it was 1. And here we can see the nasty aspect of the grafting process, the butchering of bodies of otherwise sentient and capable beings. But that would be the requirement for such a technique, wouldn't it? Now, it is worth also noting these knights that are exiled here. I wonder how many of them Mimic's Veil. How many of them are former Storm Knights? Knights of the former Stormlord. Mimic's Veil. Okay, I haven't seen this in a while because I don't really use it. Golden Veil of Intricate Design. Use FP to mimic nearby objects. When Godric was hounded from Leyndell, the royal capital, this was one of the multitude of treasures he took with him, also known as Marika's Mischief. That's an interesting idea. The design... Okay. Golden Veil of Intricate Design. So it allowed her to vanish when she needed to. Wow. These things got more HP than I was expecting. Yeah, no, that... Yeah. Wish I had a... Do I have enough to do a beast lure? No, I don't have enough... Oh, ritual. I forgot they're ritual pots. They're not regular pots. Still. Ritual pots are a little more rare and also require typically FP to use. Alright. Actually... we use a... Yeah, I want to use one up here, I think. Because I want to get a better look at this. In this giant specifically. Because this giant is a little different. For one thing, it doesn't have the tablet lodged into it like the rest do. So whether that means it hasn't been established or has... Interesting. Well... Oh, what the hell. Let's go grab the items down there. No. Because I'd rather finish exploring up here. Because this is a path down. There we go. Yeah. And you want to stay away from the big guy in the back, the grafted soldier in the back. Because he's kind of rough. Yeah. Until you're ready to fight him, try to take out everyone else. Because this big guy is not a... You're not taking him on the sly. Not a pots. With these guys, my best suggestion is always get as much damage as you can while you're far away. Because these guys can and will apply a lot of damage out. Well, that was impressive. Here he comes. Seems pretty passive this time. Interesting. Because normally, yeah, they just go straight for the throw. Yep. Yeah. Okay. Yep. Yeah, they break your guard like it's nothing, so don't get stressed about that. However, they do take decent damage to fire. But you won't always get the chance to be that cute and lead them into a trap. Yeah. But, alright. Oh, looks like we were starting to run low on smoldering butterflies. Okay, makes sense. But yeah. Endless corpses piled up and butchered for their parts. And at the foot of an image of Lord Godfrey, the Highland Axe, in a silent sort of offering. Let's see. Great Axe. Huh. The Highland Axe? Did I miss it? There it is. Single-sided axe used by warriors of the Highlands. Brave combatants that begin battle by crying out their names. Roars are enhanced by this weapon. So it powers up the war cry, able to stun and weaken. Staunching boluses, unsurprising in a place so necessarily soaked with blood. Precious item ahead. Somber smithing stone. We have a stone sword, so why not? Lost with its use, but go. The Hawk Crest wooden shield. A tall, medium-sized wooden shield, light for its size and easy to handle, adorned with a long-forgotten crest of Stormveil, ancient in design. So it's a shield left over from the original origin of this place. Miser Code. That looked like a dagger, yeah. Dagger favored by military physicians in white. The pointed blade is hard and very sharp, making critical hits especially potent. Medicine is a mercy, and mercy upon the battlefield is ruthless. Beware the killers clothed as men of compassion. So, and the iron wet blade. So that was the weapon of somebody who was posing as a doctor, but not actually. And grants choice of affinity upgrades to weapon. You can now make them heavy, keen, or quality. The remnants of a blacksmith. Yep. Alright. Yeah. Yeah. And there's... This area mostly just lets you see down that there is a area way down below the castle to find. And trust me, it's one of many areas. Anyway. Again, this place just winds around and there's so much to see. This was a busy castle at one point. Here, we activate to bring us all the way back to where we were. That's right. After all our work, we're now back where we started. So I'll get rid of that for... Yeah, just extra HP for right now. In the meantime, next thing we want to look at, now that we have access to that elevator and getting to the lower areas, I think we'll head back to the round table. Where we have a surprising guest. Well, hello.
Greetings. Nice to see you again. My name is Roderica. I should have told you sooner.
No worries.
Isn't this place impressive, though? The round table hold, covert quarters of the Two Fingers, and gathering place of champions who vie to become Elden Lord.
Indeed.
I never knew the guidance bestowed upon us Tarnished had such fantastic roots, although it's all a bit much for me, in truth. I'm still looking for my own purpose.
Well, I hope you do find it. You've lost a lot from what I hear.
It's all a bit much for me. I'm still looking for...
Alright. Suppose the next thing we can really do is improve our weapons.
I took you for dinner. No matter, it's lay out your arms.
So, before we do anything else, actually, so if I add the claw as our third weapon, we're still at medium load, so yeah, because they're light enough. Okay, so those will be our three major weapons: the mace, the Morning Star, the hook claws, and a staff. Don't have any of the better staffs yet, but this will work for now. I can live with this. Anyway, we were
Back
looking...
already, no matter.
He has something to say about Roderica, our newest resident of the Round Table.
A girly boy here. She's crestfallen and can scarcely swing a blade. But she has a gift for spirit tuning.
Oh?
I saw another one like her long ago. Their eyes share the same hue.
Do they now? Well, for now, let's try improving our Morning Star. And we can even go so far as improving the Morning Star even further. Nice. So that puts it at a considerable improvement in power. And Ashes of War. We can add the Storm Stomp. And because we got that new Whetstone, we can make it become a quality, where it balances out between Strength and Dex, Keen, where it relies more on Dexterity, or Heavy, where it relies more on Strength and removes Dexterity entirely. For this, we would want more Keen, because, just doing the basic math, 99 plus 18, so that's what? 117, versus 89, so... No, it works out to the same at the moment, just because our Dexterity isn't very high. But I plan to further up Dexterity, so... Alright. Yeah, the only one we have is Storm Stomp, where the Mace would be able to get that, and we'll throw Spinning Weapon onto our staff. So that way we have a technique to use regardless of situation. Alright. Hey Roderica, have you ever heard of this? Actually, let's take a look. You said her eyes. Oh, she does have very, very green eyes, come to think of it. Well, let's tell her.
It's all a bit much. I'm still looking.
Tell her what the blacksmith said.
You're telling me I possess some kind of gift? I don't believe you. But if I do have this talent, and goodness knows it would be my first, I suppose I should try to hone it, shouldn't I? I'll ask Master Hugh to teach me. Certainly he does appear intimidating and holds no love for us tarnished. But I know he's trapped here at the Round Table Hold, so I can tell. He's a gentle soul underneath it all.
Is he now? Well...
If I do have it, I suppose I should try. I'll ask Master...
Well, I'm glad she's feeling motivated. And you?
Be sure to tell me if you meet a young... She's a servant to my house. She's been my companion since... I've lost count of the number of times I've had to find her like this, honestly.
So nothing new with you. Nothing here. These two haven't changed. Oh! But a room has been opened. And books upon books upon books upon books upon books.
What do you need? I have little time to spare.
What do you mean, a house guest?
Oh, are you aggrieved at the notion you are but a visitant here? Then you would do well to remember the first words of grace given to you. Stand before the Elden Ring and become the Elden Lord. If those words held any meaning to you, follow the guidance of grace. Lay low the shard bearers and claim for yourself a great rune. Do so, and the doors to the Round Table's inner chamber will open, and you will receive the wisdom of the Two Fingers.
So he's moved into here.
Once the wisdom of the Two Fingers becomes your own, I'll impart to you a proper welcome as a true member of them. I have high hopes. I'm sick and tired of them. These namby-pamby tarnished think us no more than a shelter from the rain.
So he's sick of the weak ones unable to fulfill their supposed goal. Is that so?
Ah, hello there.
And we have enough, but don't have enough faith to wield this stuff. So we'll just move along. Still, heading back into the Rampart Tower. Now that we have access to the elevator, over here. Oh. Let's head down. Pretty sure there's nothing. Yeah. No. An old trick of the Soul series is when you have an elevator in two different, in the same shaft, two different elevators. But not so in this case. In this way. And over here. Okay, that's where all these dogs were. Nice. Here, just a lump of flesh. Some more golden runes. Chrysalid's Memento. A brooch wrapped in red velvet. Memento left by the chrysalid sacrificed for grafting. A brooch wrapped in red velvet. Traces of blood are visible. Faintly visible spirits are trying to convey something, but their voices cannot be heard. By us, anyway. But surely there's someone who could be able to hear them. In this great dining hall, used as a massacre field. But think about the sort of person who would have this kind of room. The kind of person who would admire Godfrey and look upon them and ask, "Do you see me? Do you understand what I'm trying to do?" This first door on the left brings us upstairs. Alright. And the item up here. Just some arrows. And yes, this place long ago was conquered by Godfrey. Ah. And here we stand. To face yet another big challenge of so many soldiers. Yep. And note, these soldiers have I love that little detail, that the soldiers will work together. Throw firebombs in places where there's nice. Yep. You don't have a shield, so you're easy prey. But yeah. Plenty of places to be. And soldiers all around. And we're just getting stronger. Fire arrows. How nice. Note that we actually can summon here. That should be fun. So, let's see about getting ourselves some help. The Banished Knight, B.O.M.B. I think we'll stick with this. I mean, surely he's one of... What B.O.M.B. tells us, though, is that he's one of the knights that we find that guarded this place. As we can see, that's hardly a unique thing in this game. Nice. Not much direct damage, but plenty of others. Pike. Hey, Crozy. Pike, not too bad. Getting lots of our materials back. Ooh. But yeah. No, I'm good at the moment. Just carving my way through. Golden Rune. Okay, that's the limit of B.O.M.B. So nope, we're not leaving B.O.M.B. behind just yet, because I still have work for him to do. Because there's a couple more places. Now, what's kind of interesting about this whole area is you'll see a lot of the equipment is left over from the fall of the Storm King. That's why it's all still brandished. And wooden great shield. Wooden great shield reinforced with metal ornamentation. Great shields boast high damage negation and guard capacity, making them attacks easy to repel. This one's especially nice because it has no skill, so it doesn't have the slam. And you only require 14 strength to wield it, but it only has 91% physical negation. But it's only slightly better, but the weight difference is huge. So, yeah, no. The weight difference is huge, and it's not 100% physical negation. So personally, I'm not a huge fan of it. Alright. So, Yep, here we go. Yep. And here we have one of the Omen soldiers. Nope. Ow. Oof, these guys hurt. Ow. Wrong one, but I'll take it. There we go. Yeah, those guys, they're... As I say, they don't take a lot of physical damage, but they do bleed pretty good. Omen soldiers. The same race as Margit. So, that's another one to stack on the... This is the people who are being thrown at Godric and used by Godric are not popular. We get the prophecy painting. The first of many paintings we'll come across. Let's see if I'm not mistaken. Yeah. Work of a wandering artist, reminiscence of a painting titled Prophecy. The painter is said to have captured the landscape seen during the last moments of those welcomed into death's embrace. The soul of the painter and vestiges of the dead's last moments can be discovered by visiting the location depicted even now. They're basically a visual puzzle. You need to figure out where they are, where the picture is. Or just cheat and look them up. Because I don't believe you need the actual painting for the treasure to be there, if I remember correctly. And with that, we've done about everything Engvall's here for. Everywhere else you can go, Engvall will disappear. So, we'll let him disappear and rest. Thank you for your help in showing us around your castle. Well, I mean, the Storm King's dead, so might as well somebody claim it. And yeah, there's a couple rats down here. Yep. There we go. Fireproof dried liver. Might as well try. Because I believe this is the side of the area where we were. Yeah, this is what leads you back out to the front. The Godslayer's Seal. I think that's an accessory. No, it's not. Is that a key? I was gonna say, I don't think it's a regular item. Oh, it's a casting implement for faith. That's what it is. Ay. Sacred Seal of the Godskin Apostles, inlaid with obsidian. Said to represent the manipulation of black flame, this catalyst enhances Godslayer incantations. What's interesting about that is why is it here? In the Godskin prayer book. Why is it here? Incantations of the god-slaying Black Flame are written within. Learn to gain access to the Black Flame and Black Flame Blade. Why here? What is he? It's sealed behind all these defenses. And that even then you need a stone blade key. And there's no soldiers. There's just a couple rats in a basement that's long been abandoned and is decaying. So then... I'd attribute it to Godric studying various forbidden arts for the sake of trying to become Elden Lord. But no, that doesn't seem quite right. Because Godric has his path to power. He believes in grafting. So what if it's not him? By the way, the big omen guy, theoretically you can get him to smash down hard enough to break this. Yeah, giant required to hit. And there's usually like, I think, some runes in it. Okay. And yeah, there's another Lost Grace. Some more smithing stones. And again, just like before, we now have multiple ways too. Looks like there's a way down. Because it looks like there's a light on the bottom. But where this leads us up to... well, you can hear something. Steady humming. Like a spell continuously being cast. But what's hidden away in this tucked away little corner? Lots of jars. Yep. And their only real attack is to spin in various methods. Though they are quite messy when they fall apart. Living jar shard and raw meat dumpling, made from those kept inside. But still smashable. Another cracked pot, so we have more charges we can now create. And yes, even more. So that moves us up to 7, I believe. So, nope, 8. My bad. We are now at 8 possible pots at a time. Quite a bit of and there's that whistling sound. the Stormcaller Ash of War. And strangely enough, yet another lost grace. This is because this actually brings us to face with the actual boss. This because that's actually a shortcut where we don't have to fight our way up past all these enemies. And even the summoning pool is now functional. So if you want help, that's another way to get it. However, this shortcut is just that. A shortcut. So, if we look at what we had to go through, we're not done with this place. There are secrets aplenty in areas we've not touched. I mean, by this lost grace alone, there's a door we haven't opened yet. And if we go out here, we saw an item over here, which leads to reveal that there is a place further down. And yes, there are bats and materials and places we've not seen yet. As well as the path further up, guarded by one of these storm eagles. And not one of the small ones either. This is the kind that has the pouch that lets it breathe fire. Nice. And we'll stick with this staff for the moment. With the mace, rather. Note that there are all sorts of paths always winding around. One thing they did amazing with this game is keeping you on your toes. Again, it's brief, but did you catch that motion that you heard that little chuckle as these soldiers fall? Oh no. Lord Godric, someone I don't care about, is down another soldier. Even in death, I win. Gold rune. And there's a room down here.
Be proud. You are a fine warrior.
Oh.
Your only mistake was your choice of master. Let the winds lift you to a higher place. Well, who do we have here? Tarnished, are you?
Yes.
Clearly not one of Godric's lot. I am Nefeli Lu. Tarnished and warrior, like you. I'm here by decree of my father. How utterly repellent this is. This grafting of Godric's ill befits a lord. He's tainted the very winds.
Has he now? And it's interesting to note that the way she talks of it, it taints the very wind. It sounds like somebody who would be a native of Stormvale Castle, where the winds and the storm are considered sacred, obviously.
If you intend to challenge Godric, I ask you call upon me. The winds run foul with his deeds. I'm certain Father would permit me aid the fight.
Indeed. And I wonder who her father is.
Apologies, but I've idled long enough. As fellow Tarnished, we must each follow our own guidance, down whatever road takes us to the throne of Elden Lord.
Indeed.
Apologies, as fellow down whatever.
And she's willing to do whatever it takes. Just another stone. 4 of them. Not bad. That's a decent payoff. Alright. I hear the tinging of the Stormhawk's blades, I believe. A golden seed. And once more, we get a view. This time, the last defenses of Godric. A giant, still whole and hale, and the soldiers beyond. And hidden in this dark, just another piece all of this, relics of a bygone era. And here comes the giant. Alright. Not much. I was gonna say. Again, the claws are wonderful. But I think we'll stick with the mace until we get... Yep. Nice. Now. And down he goes. There we go. Winged me that time. Oh, got me good that one. Do I still... Nope. And I'm out. Nope. There we go. But yeah, don't have much left, but just to show that this is it. The last defenses. After you've pushed through everything, you'll come face to face with Godric. And now, Nephili Lu, a warrior, would be by our side. Oh, 9,000. Okay. You know what? Let's see about cashing in some of this. Yeah, let's cash in. Do 25. Let's see. Yep, perfect. Indeed. So now we have the extra slot, so why not try out some bubbles? Just to show them off real quick. And they just drift on the wind. They don't seem like much, do they? It seems a sluggish weapon of choice, wouldn't you say? Still. Let's see what Nephili Lu and us can do. And I suppose we'll bring along Engvall. Now, I'll say this going into this, I have no intention of winning right now. I'll try just to show him off so that we can explain Godric the Grafted.
Mighty dragon, thou the true born heir. Lend me thy strength, O kindred. Deliver me unto greater heights. Well. Lowly tarnished. Playing as a lord. I command thee, kneel! I am the lord of all that is golden.
So you claim. Godric the Grafted. Weakest among those. Truly the weakest. But even still, he still commands respectable power. Note how quickly he's tearing through our warriors. Uses a lot of storm techniques, a lot of which throw a lot of early players off, because they're great at breaking through your guards. So if you're the type of person who's just been holding the shield button the entire game, this guy is a nightmare. Because he himself doesn't have a guard. In fact, he doesn't even block. To get in and out is always critical with him. Yeah. Note that he has also taken a giant's body. He was obviously human at one point. And when pushed, he carves the arm off of his own body.
Truest of dragons, lend me thy strength.
Yes. He grafts a dragon head to his arm. Note the broken. An insecure child wielding power trying to wield power well beyond his capacity. I've stated again, I have no intention of winning this fight. I wanted to show off what Godric the Grafted is. Because at the end of the day, there we go. You need to understand what he is to understand the story of Limgrave. I wanted to show him off because that's the final key to the story of Limgrave. So, let's do a summary of what we've experienced, and I want to tell you the story. The story of Limgrave is largely the story of two lesser sons. Two only children who hold power. Oh, they actually give his name, Gostock. Yeah. The first son was the heir to Limgrave, Kenneth Height. He was born to the puppet family, the Heights, that were given dominion over Limgrave after Godfrey spelled the Storm King. Simply put, that was it. That was their entire job. Let's go back to the gate front. Their entire job and duty was simply to maintain the lands and pay tribute to the victors that was the capital. That's about all their jobs were. They were sycophants who simply Lengard left in charge. And effectively, their entire point in existence was to keep the fringe folk, the people of this land, under control. The fringe folk being, by and large, the demi-humans, the misbegotten, and the commoners. It was, by and large, a relatively simple task. There's nothing really out here to contest them, so what did it matter? They were simply out here to do a job, to make sure Lengard was kept at peace. That was what the Heights did. It sounds disrespectful, but they did earn the trust of those around them, with the help of Godfrey. Yep. Godric the Golden. Godric the Golden, humiliated, having tasted defeat by the Blade of Miquella, now on his knees begging for mercy. Godric was given this land from the Heights because of his research, as we saw within the castle, into what we will learn about later about Rykard. He's followed those teachings and study, trying to use it to create greater power for himself and those who would support him. So much so that he got banished and was deposed out here to the fringes. Thus, he pushed Kenneth all the way out to forcing him to take care of a fort, while he even bestowed the castle, Morn, down on another servant of his. Of course, we all see how this goes. The excesses of Godric's experimentation and greed for limbs and bits and power caused uprisings. So much so that Kenneth fled his home. While Kenneth was away, one of his knights, looking for new parts, looking to butcher the Beast Queen here, to give the parts to Godric, basically gave up. And that's the night we defeated at Fort Height. Castle Morn was wrapped in the same problem. The bits and the piles of corpses, we attributed at first when we arrived to the rebellion. It seemed excessive, but it made sense. Only, no. Those corpses were again to find the parts, to feed the greed of Godric the Golden. One who had been defeated by Melania, by the blade of Miquella, basically as she was setting to conquer, as she was setting to set her sights further east. We'll find out about that later. But I want to just pull it together. So the story of Limgrave is the story of a greedy lord pushing the people too far. And thus the tragedy plays out. Rebellions, losses of family, as we saw down here in Morn, in the Sweeping Peninsula, loss of prestige, loss of life, just an overall tragedy. And through it all, Godric remains unhallowed, uncaring. It doesn't bother him. It doesn't matter to him. So, that's the story. That's the story of Limgrave. The grave of Lim, a former hero. I'm just thinking, because now that we know the story of it, which way do we go? Do we go east or west to find our next story? Or should we try another look at the stranded graveyard? Alright. Because we're a little stronger now. The Fringe Folk Hero's Grave. Little by little, we take a little less damage. I do love how easy it is to just I had to try this out. Okay. Speaking of, I like that. I do like that skill. Don't know if I'll keep it for the dagger, for the claws, but yeah, I don't know if I'll keep it for the claws. Okay, and while it's going down, yep, here it comes. Yep. Alright. Yep. Nice. Okay, so do I go? Well, we know there's the two idiots over here. Yeah. And they get stun locked real easy. Yep. Oh, wow! I forgot that. Wow, that range is... Oh, wow, I forgot how far that range is. I'm so used to just hitting it and forgetting about it. Okay. Would you believe this is all for one particular item I'm probably never going to use? And yes, even if you end up in a place where... And yeah, no, the chariot is just death. If it's death for you no matter where you touch it. Now, typically speaking, the interesting bit is these guys are much like the headless soldiers. So these guys are positioned here specifically to watch over this catacomb. What's interesting about that is that means the right that allows the headless soldiers to exist is older than the Golden Order. Nope, went too far. Oh no, just barely. Right. Alright. There we go. Yeah, and I know you're there. Alright. Might as well clear you out just because. Over here. Nice. Yep, and with you lugging that heavy weapon. Alright. Alright. Now, the real problem with this place, the twofer over here. Yeah, there's one there. The other one's hiding. So I could draw one out. That's half the job done, but I think he's up there where I can't shoot him. Interesting. Looks like there's a lower area. Interesting. Okay. Yeah, I'm at the limits of my range. Okay. Now the claws are a little faster, so I'm wondering... Yeah. Nope. Nope. Okay. Okay. Note. Yeah. Yeah, no, this is one of those things of... There's a couple different things to note about this area, but it's also a good area to practice and learn all the tricks. Because, my gods, there's a lot of catacombs in this game, and a lot of tricks that they use to mess with you. So, for example, knowing there's a lower area probably means there's a way back up from that lower area. Which typically means we could draw those big guys down and then be able to do... and then be able to chip shot them from above. So, that might be an idea. Another thing is learning the rules regarding how to advance while the chariot's charging up and down a hill. Another thing to note is the fact that from these soldiers, the guys with the thorns in them, it tells us a lot about what the type of person is that's usually given to you know, guarding these places. Well, that sucked for him. Yes. Usually being penals or, you know, dishonored knights or people who aren't considered on the up and up. Let's put it that way. Put that down. Okay. And yes. Just trying to think. Well, why not? Let's try dropping down. So first thing we'll do, so it looked like there was a lower area drop to here. See if he can get down here. No? Well, put our light on. See if we can spot anything else. No scarlet rod ahead. So, looks like a sludge pond at the very bottom. Anything else? Well, we have them, so rainbow stone. And we can see it'll last, so why not throw down a glowstone as well? Well, nothing for it, folks. Down we go. Doesn't look like much in the way of items, just a path back up. An elevator? And where did I take this? Be wary of left. After all, there's a knight there. Oh, wow. Okay, I just got pinned. Alright. I'm getting reckless. I wonder how long have I been going? Is that why? Yeah, I've been going for about 3 hours, so I probably should wrap it up for a bit. After all, we've pieced together the story of Limgrave. So then, where do we go next? Well, feel free to let me know, folks, which way you would like to hear the story of next. Liurnia or Caelid are the two other lands. Anyway. Well, we'll sit at Saint's Bridge and figure out where we want to go next. Anyway, I'm going to leave it here for now. Thank you all for joining me. I have been the Ephemeral One, back on my bullshit. And I'll see you next time on this, or maybe something else. Bye for now, folks. Bye for now.